Hello, and welcome to this special Christmas episode of Anime Audio Commentary. Today I'll be commenting over episode 23 of Toradora. If you'd like to watch along, then start watching now. Alright, so it seems like things are somewhat back to normal in that Taiga is terrorizing everyone again. You know, despite saying that head wound was really nothing big, she's sure playing up, like, it being a gaping, pus-filled head injury. The teacher's projecting again. She thinks everybody's all riled up about Valentine's Day. Oh boy, now she's going on a big rant. You know, you have to feel sorry for her at some point, just because she's so utterly pathetic. Alright. There's gonna be a curveball here somewhere. Oh. There it is. You guys have detention. Oh, okay. I was going to say, naturally, it's Valentine's Day, so they're going to get paired up for some arbitrary reason. But in this case, it's because neither of them have really filled out the career form. Huh. You know, Ryuji's got, like, a weird sense of honor here. It's definitely admirable in that he is willing to work to support his mother. And I'm wondering why this teacher is pushing college so much. Like, you know, they both have other options, so college isn't the end-all be-all. I guess I don't know why the teacher's trying so hard for them in particular. Oh, jeez. Taiga can't help herself. She really just has to flaunt the rules, make a paper airplane, throw the form right out the window. Can't say I blame her. A lot of the career stuff in high school was pure waste of time garbage. So Taiga makes a good point here in that it is an exercise in futility to try and get a high schooler to think about what they want in life when what they want, you know, as short term as tomorrow is unclear. You know, it really is a stupid thing to do. Man, careful, Ryuji, don't give up the game just yet, dude. Now, this is a really sort of melancholy speech in that, I don't know, like what Ryuji said, the use of the past tense here. You know, things can still be what you want them to be. It's just, it's not going to be trivially easy. You have to work for it. Man, so I wonder if they're ever going to hand in those career forms. Oh dear. Seems like Ami might be having trouble with her career form too, in that she's not willing to fill it out. Oh boy, now Ryuji's getting implicated in something. It never ends for him, it feels like. The poor guy. Man, I feel like she's gonna lay into him about being indecisive, as she puts it. I mean, I guess good on him for taking the initiative to wrongfoot her, no pun intended. Oh, that's infinitely more scummy than I thought it would have been. I mean, I don't know. Something about that doesn't sit right with me, getting a student to model the school uniform. I mean, yeah, she's a model, so it makes sense in theory, but at the same time, knowing how schools operate, I'm absolutely certain they weren't going to offer anything in the way of payment. So Ami's giving us a little bit of depth in retrospect here, in that her original plan was to just stick around until that stalker stuff died down. She managed to get it to go away pretty early on, but then she decided to stay. I find it interesting that Ami sort of envisions herself as being the only one who understands Taiga, and therefore the only one trying to help her. It seems to me that she was more of an antagonistic force than anything else, and perhaps she was trying to help in her own misguided way, but I don't think she affected any positive outcomes. Oh dear. So I think the plot's getting a little bit more complicated in that Ryuji's mom seems to be sick, so now he's got to take care of her on top of all of his other responsibilities. I mean, I guess for Ryuji it's not that much different from how life normally was, but alright, something's a bit odd here in that, Ryuji is usually much more fastidious than he's acting right now. So it seems to me he's probably got a lot on his mind. Oh dear. He really is in rare form. So we've got this rare inversion here where Tig is busy worrying about him rather than the other way around. Yeah, so she notices that he's acting weird, but at the same time, he's not willing to talk to her about things. Okay. So I see what's going on here. He's basically just blaming himself entirely. he's probably not actually culpable morally or otherwise, but, he seems kind of neurotic about these sorts of things, so I don't blame him for worrying. Especially given that taking care of his mom is essentially his, not his big goal in life, but, a big motivation for him in that he feels he is obligated. Oh dear. So this is a rare moment where Ryuji's uncertain and Taiga's the one doing the comforting. And I guess it does in fact seem to work in that Taiga had unknowingly reassured him in a way his mother had done. So it doesn't seem any better outwardly, but I think inwardly he is feeling better. There we go. This is a nice scene here. Taiga acting selflessly. Well, I guess things aren't exactly working out, but nevertheless, Ryuji's mom is very upbeat and optimistic about everything. I guess that's one thing you can't fault her for. Teg's making a good point here. If you don't have a face for customer service, you have to compensate in other ways. And in Ryuji's case, he'd probably have to be, a bit louder and more boisterous. Well, louder in a way that doesn't seem threatening like he normally does. Man, that guy's made out like a bandit, the beautiful girlfriend. He seemed like the type to just continually lust after women and not get anywhere. Good for him, I guess. Ah, man, he doth protest too much. Poor guy. He seems to be overestimating how much everybody else cares about his segment of the love polygon that he's trapped in. Poor guy. The guy's in the unfortunate position of having goals opposed to those of, well, basically Ryuji and Taiga, in that they both sort of secretly want each other. This guy likes a girl who likes, Kitamura. So I guess, his goals would be best served by Taiga getting with Kitamura, but that doesn't really seem like much of an option anymore. Alright, so Taiga's playing, the long game here, in that she's sort of using Ami as free marketing. So this is what sort of, makes me think that Ami is just sort of not very self-aware, in that for someone who wants to help Taiga, she's unwilling to do even a little favor. Of course, she doesn't even need to directly advertise the bakery. Just her mere presence is enough to start attracting attention. So I guess ultimately with attention placed on her, she does in fact play along, but, I don't think you get points for it if you're sort of strong-armed by circumstance into playing along. Alright, I feel like this is going to be something decisive here. Because at this point, Ryuji's really the only one who knows she's not planning on sticking around. And on the one hand, she hasn't exactly ingratiated herself to everyone. Almost least of all Ryuji. But at the same time, she is nominally a friend. So once again, Taiga is oddly proactive about buying gifts. Of course, in this instance, she's merely buying them to apologize for the whole school trip business. I don't think everything getting ruined was necessarily her fault. I mean, I guess it was in the sense that she was driving the sled, but I thought that the ruining was more to her getting lost and causing a big scene. I'm just kind of thinking to myself here that I think initially I really misjudged Ryuji's mom in that despite being kind of clueless and lazy, her optimism, I think, makes up for it, She's absolutely relentlessly optimistic, and, when times are tough, sometimes that can make the difference. See, this is another instance of what I was talking about, in that Ami instantly accuses Taiga of lying. And the plausible excuse is that she reused the packaging because it looks nice, but I don't know, I don't think Taiga would stoop to lying about making a handmade gift. So I guess the question here is, whether or not the chocolate is actually any good. I feel like the trope here is that they are going to be horrible, but nobody's going to be polite enough to say anything. Of course, even worse, Taiga's sort of repeating the lie she had been told. And Minori knows that, not everything is above board here. And I suspect that she's smelling a rat. Oh dear, she's pulling on the thread. Oh, that's a very chilling scene where she says, "Come on, you can tell us," and you can see her fist clenching. That's unsettling. Oh dear, everybody's trying to settle things. It's just not going well at all. And I don't think violence was necessarily the solution here, but man, it almost seems like everybody's sort of arranged a bit of a trap here. I mean, I guess they all have a good intention in that they want the truth to get out here. But at the same time, sort of barring all the doors and locking everybody in, I don't know. It doesn't seem like necessarily the best approach here. Granted, neither Taiga nor Ryuji seems liable to move things forward. At least not without some sort of catalyst. Oh, there we go. Well, it's all you, Ryuji. Guess you have to chase her down and make things right. Alright, well that's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, then by all means, tune in for the next one. Merry Christmas, Space Cowboy.